Hi, my name is Parag and I am a coach. In this video, I'm going to talk about the coaching process and also a little bit about my style of coaching. Right? So, as far as the coaching process goes, the main goal of the initial part of the coaching is to understand what is that client wants and what are the blocks. So getting that clarity of what exactly client want is very important, and that's where coaches will spend most of the time. Probably, it could be even initial few sessions where you would work with coaches, where coaches are asking really good questions to get to the bottom of what exactly is the challenge for you and what exactly is your goal. Because sometimes what happens is people come up with something that they think as their goal or challenge, but that's a surface level thing. And then coaches would, they will ask a lot of questions, and you would realize that ultimately you get in the depth of things, and you come across a real goal or the real challenge that needs to be worked on. And you'll see that most of the time, um, you will be the one who will be talking, and coaches are basically very actively listening to not only what you're saying, but also your expressions and also the things that you're not saying, because they can sense that. And based on that, they will ask more clarifying questions, good, powerful questions, and then you will go into more and more depth of that particular goal or challenge. And once you both of you reach there together, that's when the transformation process starts. You know, that's when you will figure out, okay, now this is the challenge, or this is my goal, or this is my goal, and this is the challenge in reaching that goal. And then you will come up with you know, a process for achieving that goal. And it could also happen that, while you are making that progress, you will realize at some point that, oh no, this kind of, I thought this was what it was, but I really want this kind of thing. And, some kind of change in path could happen at that point. And then, um, you know, coaches will also help you along the way by being accountability partner. Because, what happens is, say, you figured out, what needs to be done, and then coach kind of, came up with, okay, by next week or next 2 weeks, this is what you are committing to do, and this is how you'll inform me um, uh, that the progress, how, um, like, about the progress, right? And then, say, life happens, and then you're not able to do something. That means, there's still some block that needs to be worked on. And then coach is going to help you with, okay, so you could see that in last couple times, this is the reason you couldn't make any progress. So let's talk about that. Let's get into that more. And then we'll basically go into a little bit more depth, figure out, why you're not able to make progress, and then uh, do another transformation there, and then, move ahead from there, right? So it's very iterative process as well, because just towards the start, you're not going to get all the clarity. Uh, you know, um, situ Even along the way, situation changes, and that could bring in, more things as well. And the main work, when I when I say transformation, the main work is, transforming your mindset about things, because we have a lot of blocks, beliefs, or, self-doubts, lack of confidence, and, beliefs about what other people may be saying and whatnot, right? And that's when, fear of failure and, all those other things, those are the things which will be blocking your progress, or sometimes even, ability to make any start towards your goal. And that's where, coaches spend most of the time thinking on your mindset, your thought process. And that's the main model any coach is going to, employ, that they will make you understand what your current thought process is, what your current thoughts are, and how they're coming in a way for you to make any progress, and then work on the new thought loop, which will give you the progress or the goal that you want, or, push you towards the goal that you want. And yeah, so that's the main process that you will experience when you're going for any kind of coaching, right? Of course, that's like very simplified, because there are a lot more tools and techniques that coaches are equipped with for various different kind of situations. And since I have taken the coaching training from various coaches, I also have that experience of, figuring out which tool works in which situations. And if you want to kind of, explore that, please contact me, and then we can have a clarity call to explain more about these things. Right? It's a little bit about, my coaching style as well. Uh, so first of all, coaching is one-on-one for a reason, right? Because it's a unique, you are very unique. Your situation, your challenges, your goals are unique. Your skills and capabilities, your personality is unique. The upbringing that you had was unique. So your belief system, thinking pattern, everything is going to be unique to you. So reading self-help books is just not going to help, because you need to know how do I apply all that knowledge, right? And that's where coaches are going to help you. And my coaching is, influenced by a few people that I have followed in last few years. And that's the kind of, style of coaching that helps me, or naturally fits with me as well as a coach. So one person that I would particularly like to mention is Jonathan Fields. Um, so I would call him as a philosopher, a modern day philosopher. But like by profession, he was a lawyer first, and then he got burnt out, and then he started yoga studio. Then then his life journey changed. He was looking for something more, and that's when he started Good Life Project. And then there is another project he started called Spark. So Good Life Project is really really good um, place for a lot of information about living a good, content, successful, peaceful, happy life. So many of the concepts that I bring in my coaching are influenced by Good Life Project, Work of Body by Jonathan Fields, as far as the life coaching goes. Then there is also another framework called Designing Your Life by some of the Harvard professors. That also, you know, I you'll see influence of that work of body as well in my work. When it comes to career coaching or career alignment coaching, There is another body of work by Jonathan Fields called Spark. It's a framework that basically tells you what is the innate DNA that you have that makes you good fit for certain kind of work. And it explains the reason behind it as well. So he has named it as, it's like it's archetype, but because those archetypes sparked you in that work, he has named it as archetype. And it gives you basically, if you take that free assessment, it gives you three archetypes for you. One is your primary archetype. So primary archetype is basically, the work that you would do even when somebody doesn't give you money. It's like, you're really passionate about that part of the work. And say, if you have no need to earn money, you will just do that work for hours and hours and won't feel tired. And, you will be, you'll be in a flow where you don't even realize how time flies. You will lose track of time doing that kind of work, right? And at the end of the day, you'll feel fulfilled and energized by doing that work. So for me, the primary archetype is advisor, and advisor is somebody who um, gets sparked or get fulfilled by helping others to live a good life. So that's the gist of this particular archetype. Then there is shadow archetype. So shadow archetype is something where typically you will use shadow archetype to earn your money, because shadow archetype is something that you are really good at or skilled at. It may or may not be your passion, but it's still is going to come very easy. That kind of work will be very easy for you because you'll be naturally skilled at that stuff. So for me, the archetype, my shadow archetype is essentialist. That means, somebody who brings clarity from chaos. And that's why I have been in engineering management for a lot of time here, and I enjoyed that part of it because I'm very process oriented person. And that's something I really like, putting processes together and, bringing more optimization in the company. And that's because, my shadow archetype is essentialist, and I didn't know before. And uh, what are the characteristics of it, and how it helps in this case, right? And then my anti-archetype is performer. So what anti-archetype is basically something that weighs heavy on you. You're not very natural at it. You can do it if you're forced to do it, but you know, that's something you'd rather, not do, given a choice, right? So that's um, something like, for me, if I have to give example, if somebody tells me that, hey, we're going to have company booth in this summit or something like that, conference, and you have to represent your company there and talk to people and give a presentation of a product. No, I can't. I can prepare that presentation, I can prepare the demo, but I cannot give it there. So it's very hard for me to speak in front of people. So that's why, creating these videos is not really easy it's not very natural for me. It weighs a little bit heavy on me. I'm really good in one-on-one setting or small group setting kind of thing, but not like, I can't be, centerpiece for the party, right? And I didn't know that why is that, if I can create a really great technical demo or presentation, why can't I really present it, right? But now knowing my archetypes, I know why it is. So that's a body of work that I use for career alignment kind of coaching. I am actually working with Jonathan Field to get certification as a certified archetype advisor right now. It's very interesting work. Then, of course, the other work that I talked about is designing your life. So it also has element of, if you have heard concept of ikigai, to, look at various things to figure out, which is a good fit for your career as well as, life in general. So that's a really good framework as well, and I have employed it myself. Um, Then, from a leadership perspective, when I'm talking about leadership coaching, my main focus is on people management because, process management, product, technology, you're probably already good at it. And that's why, you're promoted to um, these leadership positions like engineering management or, director and whatnot. But and company also gives training around process or project management, right? But many people don't get trained in people management, and that's the main part of leadership. People is the main thing, and that's where managers should be focusing a lot of time as well, because people are the one they are going to do the work. I mean, whatever processes you want to put in, they have to follow it, right? So for leadership, basically, I really love Brené Brown. She is something, that I really follow. I've gone through a lot of her books, and I'm a big fan of her empathy-based people management, empathy-focused people management, right? And I practice it in my current job as well, and that really helps because if you're able to become a manager that your team loves, then you have to get, a lot more productivity from them, right? So if you are in early stage um, engineering management career, or even if you're, say, at a later stage, right? But you haven't had this kind of training from your company, you can reach out to me and we can talk about it. It's a really powerful thing. And I feel that's something which is missing from our tech industry, that in tech industry, people are focused more on, product and processes and optimization, but they miss out the main aspect, which is people. Because if you miss that out, right, you can put whatever processes and all, you're not going to get that optimization if your people are not going to be happy with you. Okay. The other aspect of leadership training is also preventing and managing burnout or recovering from burnout, not only for yourself, but also for your team members. Because that's another thing that people don't pay attention to until it's very late. And that's what happened with me. I kind of, got really burnt out and I had to leave my job. Thankfully, I was in a position to leave the job from financially as well as from, legal perspective and everything. But that's not choice for everyone, right? So if you're experiencing burnout and you don't have choice to leave the job, how do you really manage it? First of all, it starts from understanding the reasons of burnout, and then the strategies to basically manage the burnout and recover from burnout, and long-term strategies to make sure that you don't get into that situation again. So that is something, that area is very dear to me because I have gone through it myself and I suffered a lot, and I wish I had help on, I had timely help. But and that's one thing that kind of pushed me on also in this profession to help other people in timely manner to make sure that they don't have to go through what I went through, right? So that's about leadership and career coaching. And if you see, right, if you put all these things together, like career alignment and everything, it ties into even burnout kind of thing, because sometimes burnout is not just a lot of work, but it is larger portion of the work is not aligned with your values, your skills, your passion, and that will lead to burnout, right? And understanding that is very important to avoid burnout. Okay. So, that's about, the various aspects that I cover and various frameworks that I use. And as far as the general coaching or life coaching goes, right, from a framework perspective, is that thought model that I was talking about earlier is, many of these things, many of the actions that you take and the results that you get are because of the thoughts that you have. And it is important to basically sit and investigate those thoughts and then figure out how they're creating the results that you don't really want, and then how to change that thought process to get the results that you really want. So that's the main thing about coaching, right? So there are some models there. They are named differently by different coaches, but it's like a similar thing all over. There is also a little bit, different kind of models which fits into different scenarios. Like Byron Katie is very famous coach, and she has a model called the work, that you know you all the judgments are you have about yourself or other people, you go deep into inquiry with those questions, and then you basically realize how it is again, your own thought process and nothing to do with other people kind of thing. So that's another good thing, that model that I use. There is something called mindset filter, where you're basically, what happens is, if we believe in something, we are always finding evidence for that particular case. But and that's the case, the case would be, what the situation you are in right now, but you want to be here, but you're not really, finding any evidence for that case. You're basically, your mind keeps finding evidence to keep you here versus going there. So it's about, which side you're on, which case are you, fighting for, kind of thing. So there are various these models, and then coaches would know, in various situations what to employ, and then, give that clarity to their clients. So for me, it's very interesting work as a coach, and that's why I love this work. And of course, the main driver is that fulfillment that I get when I see that I'm making positive difference in my client's life, right? That's the main goal here, of course. So again, if you have not experienced coaching before, and if you have your doubts about it, free call just it's going to cost you your time and no money for you. So find the information in the description of this video, and then contact me, either booking clarity call from my calendar directly. If the times are not working, there is an email ID. You can email me, and then we can work out a time that will work for both of us. So if you're ready to take that journey, please do contact me, and thanks for watching this video. See you in next video.